Okay. Hi, welcome everybody. So it is the Public Visual Satsang, and Christina Merkley. I'm going to share the slides just to give a quick little overview here for the folks who are joining us for the first time. So screen share. My mouse seems to be a little jumpy, so taking me a little longer to move things. Okay, so this is, believe it or not, number 63. I just did one of the, I also offer recorded sessions for individuals up to number 65 on those. Had a beautiful one earlier this week. So this all began with the pandemic, with two processing groups I was running for particular communities of mine, and we combined them into what has eventually evolved here into a satsang. We start with 10 minutes of meditation. And then after that, I'll just pipe up with a soft welcome, welcome. And from there, we will find our way in terms of whatever wants to happen today. It's a co-creation, right? It's unique every time. I'm just going to move something so I can see it, just in case anybody else comes in here. Okay. And reports are welcome. So if you've been here before, if you have not been, if there's anything you want to share about what's unfolding in your own processing, in your own personal growth, and then arisings, which means what's present now. There's so much happening in the world right now. So there's probably a lot to be met. So those are the arisings. And it's spontaneous. So spontaneous inner work will happen. I never know what will happen. That's the beauty of it. We co-create it all together. We usually run for about 2 hours. You're welcome to go as you like. I just ask that you just do a little note to me in the chat if you're leaving, so I know you're leaving in an okay state. Yeah. And sometimes we segue over into bonus time. If we're in the midst of a piece of work or something, we need a little bit more time. That's, of course, optional if you want to stick around for that. And whoever's processing, I'll make that apparent when we hit that time. These are recorded and they're shared with my easing list. And also there's a YouTube channel called Shift It Coach. And the whole intent with this is parallel processing, right? So people can benefit from our work. I'm a big believer that it's all connected. So the work that we do here, even if it's a small intimate group, it benefits the collective in energetic ways. So some of the analogy you'll hear, I'm a visual practitioner. So a lot of people are attracted to me for the right brain of that. But when we work visually, it's also got both sides of the brain, right? The left brain, the rational, logical, linear. That's welcome, of course, loved. And then the other sides of ourself, the heart and the belly sides of the creativity and the intuition and spirit and non-linear, right? Doesn't have to all make sense, the being side of it. So it's decidedly a non-dual approach. All is welcome. Also, with topics of the day, we may be on very different so-called sides of things, and that is welcome as well. And it's very educational to process with each other in a group and understand what lays at the core of things. Talking about core, you'll see on the map or on the slide here, often we're doing self-inquiry, so it'll be a blank sheet of kind of digital paper I work with to take notes, but sometimes something emerges. I'm a pioneering visual coach. Several of you here are certified visual coaches, so welcome. And we use different kinds of tools in addition to the spontaneous emergent work. There's also structured tools. So depending on what emerges, I may pull out some of these structured tools depending on what shows itself. And there's kind of two levels of that, my core shifted maps, and then a whole bunch of other things that have emerged over the years. There is a page, let's see if I can get this and copy it and put it into the chat. There's, oops, nope, I guess it's not going to let me do it from this angle. If anybody's a fast typer, you can do it for me. But there is, if you're interested in having access to some of these tools, if you don't already, there is a page that I've put together on my Shift It Coach site /community support /maps, where you can find some of these tools that tend to show themselves here in satsang. Big development. I need to send out a email to this subset list of my community who comes to the satsangs. It's coming down to, I want to have a set day now. So far for these, however many years it's kind of been emergent, and it's popped around different days of the week and different times. And it's just feeling like I want to bring it down to rest. I kind of got that message the last time I held the satsang with the meditation, was to do it on Sundays. And so I'm going to do it the third Sunday of each month. And I will experiment with and see how it goes about alternating the times, just because people come from different time zones. So obviously we're at 1 p.m. So I'll probably do like 10 a.m. Next time will be 10 a.m. On November 19th, 1 p.m., 3 p.m., my kind of time, and just mix it up a little bit for the zones. It may find itself to one consistent time too eventually, right? But just trying to, not being a particularly early riser myself, I have empathy for people around the world who have to get up early for these if they want to participate. Yeah. Okay. So with that, hopefully that sets a little bit of the scene here of what we do and what this is. Welcome, welcome if it's your first connection with us. Brave to jump in. And we will now just stop the slides and go into 10 minutes of meditation. And like I said, I'll pop up and just do a soft welcome, welcome. And then we'll see what's present in the container and find our way today. Thank you. Hey, welcome, welcome. We can go with whatever wants to arise, whether it's a report or right into something to meet. Nice to just sit too.
Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Lisa.
I'm really happy to be here. I haven't been here for a while, and I'm drawn to that sincerity that you have around wherever we are on the scale is welcome. And because you've been involved and have had some of the background from the past, I have one thing to report that's probably in one way heartbreaking and in another way a huge relief. And it's not something I can talk to my community about. So I'm just going to share it. And then I also want to share a little something about a process that I'm looking to have a different energy with. And I think this is the ideal place for that. So back in 2020, I was carjacked, and the young man who did that has had a lot of problems between then and now. And I also connect what's going on in my life with my eyes to what happened for some very specific reasons in a syndrome called Flammers. But that apart, I got some news the other day, just a strange situation where I went online and looked him up. And this 18-year-old boy is now 21, and he was in jail for terrorist attacks and domestic violence and all kinds of things. And he hung himself last week. So, I will honestly say I felt great relief. Like this person, he was so far away from who he was, I guess, is what I can say. And part of that is methane and whatever drugs. But so while my community is rallying to raise thousands of dollars for his family, his father is a gun collector and a very sick drug dealer, and has caused a lot of problems. And I fear him more than I feared his son. Um, I'm sitting here watching this and feeling like, no, this is good. This
We
is,
just, yeah, can we just go to the relief?
yeah.
So, and natural, right? Yeah. So, uh, hello, relief. You're welcome here. And the bodies, whatever, if it was my body, it'd be like a letting go of something or a putting something down or just being able to breathe or something, right? So I'm sure you have your own exact thing. So whatever that is, just to it, right? Just meeting it and comforting it. Of course, we're going to feel relief. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
And then with all the other stuff that's going on, other people's, they're natural, right? So any kind of reactions and stuff that you're having for that, just welcoming them too. And hearing the fear. So the relief is the fear through the form of the son. And now you have the form of the father, right? That still has the uh, understandable fear and anxiety, or insert your particular uh, essence in. Yeah. So just welcoming that too, because there's so much that you laid on the coffee table, right? So just welcoming the layers of it and whatever else is there too. Yeah.
It's interesting. I feel also relief for him and how hard it was to be in that body that
Mm.
I met intimately in that encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I don't know. It reminds me of
Well, maybe
the,
just to him too, right? Just getting a sense of him, just a little, you don't have to go there if it's not comfortable for you, but I'm just doing a little bow of honoring of his passing and of his essence and soul and spirit, right? So, and my understanding of that process is that is often relief, right? Depends on what's unfolded, but yes, please, to relief. May you be free. Just everything likes respect and honoring. So also just something in there to just really respect and honor this young man and his journey and how it ended through that particular form. Wow.
yeah,
And just the
having started.
shockingness too, right? If anybody's understandably right to hear hanging is shocking. So just really awe to the body that understandably reacts to that visceralness. Yeah. And anything that might be connected to, just real deep respect.
Yeah, thank you. I did want to respect that being. And I look at the pictures that people are using of him, and they're from a very long time ago when he hadn't stepped into so many problems. And so
Wow. So
I see
probably as
that.
a child, right? The much younger, the child in the early days. Yeah, the innocence.
Yeah, thank you.
It's okay for there anything to be there. I'm kind of just adding things in. So let's just meet what you notice, Lisa. And you had mentioned there's a layer of processing. I don't know if we're already in it or if there's another layer of something or something else.
I think naming it for me right now was what I needed to do, and the reminder that all things, all of us want to be respected, and yeah, I think that's what I needed to do. So with that, I also
And the yes and the mix of it is welcome too, right? If there's different parts with different reactions and different, it's not all there. That's okay too. Yeah.
yeah, mix is a good way to say it. Is a mix, and it's still early in feeling it, and even like I haven't even thought about it in like 5 days, so I'm just putting it aside and bringing it back and then letting
Well,
it go.
that's something there. So there's something to kind of respect too, right? That putting it aside, whatever labels we want to put on that, if that's a dissociation ability or whatever, right? That's yay, right? There's probably some sort of ability or coping mechanism or whatever to help you. So
Well, there's a choice.
respect
Yeah,
to that.
there's a choice in really looking at what in my life right now has meaning. And I've been reading Jacques Luceran. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's a blind French philosopher from like 1924. And it's just been really interesting. Like when I sit down with his sharing of his life and how his blindness impacted his ability to actually really see, I get really excited. And I'm going through a vision loss process right now, and I'm watching my options. So I've been to intensive camps to learn how to mobilize and orientate myself, and learning Braille and all kinds of things, independent living skills. That's one way. I've been down medical paths, watching friends have many, many surgeries after surgery after surgery to save their vision. And I'm coming to this place where like all I really want to do is let my vision do what it's going to do. And I have like piles of supplements and things that are supposedly supposed to help, but I'm not taking them. And I'm just like, I have no doctor who's on my side saying, yes, this is very much related to cardio and a vascular dysregulation. Nobody's other than the people in Switzerland and Germany who do this research or who have done this research. And so I'm just like sitting here kind of going like, I don't want to go down a Western medicine path because that's not what's going on with my eyes. And the more toxins you put on your eyeball, the more irritation and the less well you see anyway.
Well, go back to the very original thing, which is that particular philosopher, given his own experiences, right? How wonderful to find somebody who you have that similarity with or connection with.
Yeah.
So yay for that. And then do all the different various things you've been checking out, right? That eventually have, at this point in time anyway, come to the conclusion of, no, I'm going to take a different kind of path on this, right? So respect to all those various things that got you to this place at this point in time. And then just a big old hello to this, right? Like, okay, I don't want it to be that. Oh, you also had the German. I'm not writing it down. So, so the, was it the German approach? Swiss. Yeah. Yeah. So that kind of popped out too. Oh, hello. There you are. You're welcome here. Just agreeing you agree with it. You find resonance with it. Thank goodness there's something in all the stuff you've been poking into. And also just to the mind and to the doer, right? The intellect that has poked into all those various things. That's a whole lot of work and research, right? A lot of due diligence, a lot of pragmatism. So just real bowing to the mind and the doer and everything that they've done through this short period of time.
And I've also found something called the dark room. and she's a blind ballerina who is a phenomenal teacher. I can't even tell you. You don't need to watch her to listen and learn ballet at a level. I studied it younger, but just really inspiring. So I'm in an 8-week program with her virtually, and just realizing how cementing how important dance is to me and being in a body.
Yeah. Yes, please to that. And just also a big old yes, please that she exists and what she's doing and what she's bringing in and what you resonate to, right? So probably a beacon that it doesn't mean you have to lose, depending on what unfolds here, you don't have to lose your deep connection to the somatic that you have. There's these lighthouse in a way, both these people explaining things and that you have resonance with. Wow.
And then shifting my own artwork from the stitching and the illustrating to I'm just starting to work with clay, which has been, I just had 1 week in this little class, but it was just like so wonderful to just sit there and have clay in my hands and have that experience. So I feel like there's so much, alas, I'm learning again. Alas, I've kind of come out of the cave or whatever, and I'm learning and diving into things that really matter to me, and where this process goes, I don't know. Yeah,
just feel so much like openness and also adaptability and exploration.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder if this is also a way to create for the visually impaired community through eyes that have had a long time of being somatically aware and awake. So I actually am looking forward to a lot of things right now, and I guess saying this out loud again is just a way to say, like, this is really important to me to do this in my own way, and it's okay to let go of the medical field that hasn't been serving in a way that really feels like it's my path.
Yes, please, to my way and my path. And also I hear just, wow, look at creativity. Creativity has kind of got that sparkly thing of like, maybe I can do some stuff for the visually impaired now that I come to understand this. And I bring so much to the table, right? It's like, wow, it's getting excited. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, which brings me full circle back to the scale and the extremes of that scale, given what's going on in the world, and just being happy to be able to participate and know this is going on out there, and being able to listen also to what unfolds after this. So thank you.
I might not be tracking it all, but I'm really pulled to the what's going on out there. So, and I'm just feeling like the micro macro or one's own life versus the bigger kind of unfolding of the collective, right? So, yes, please, to finding your own, having your own unique, my way experience while this larger context is doing whatever the heck it's doing, right? Yeah, with all its intensity and intensity here in your particular my way too, but also this flip of that intensity, even like a groundedness or anticipation, curiosity. All those different levels or perspectives.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for the report, Lisa. Yeah. And for us to be able to bear witness and also just alongside you as you're meeting these various things that are unfolding very courageously and beautifully and artistically.
Thank you.
All the best.
I think I'll jump in here. Hi, everybody. It's Lena.
Hi, Lena.
And I really liked what you were saying, Lisa, about the medical field. I don't know, Christina, if I told you, I had a heart attack in May. And I am not happy with Western medicine. And I have also decided that I have to trust my intuition and my knowing and formulate my own plans through research. So it's just, it just validates that I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not the only person who thinks this way. So Lisa, I really appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, I don't know what I feel. Like, Christina knows my journey over the last couple of years have been crappy. And then I had a heart attack. And then all of a sudden, the stuckness was gone. Like, I don't know, a heart attack kind of kicked me in the butt. And life just got clarified. So I moved to a new condo. We bought a new home after renting for 20 years. And
Wow.
I launched my own business with a partner, last week. So I'm feeling really good. Like, life has changed. I just think that I have to address the elephant in the room. Like, I'm so distressed by what is happening in the Middle East right now. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm a Palestinian. I don't know what to say. I'm beyond upset, and nobody wants to talk about it with me. Like, nobody. So I feel like, I'm back to pandemic times when, I took the opposite view. I didn't get vaccinated. I got vilified. I got ridiculed. So I'm feeling like very upset. And
Let's go meet the upset. Not only are we going to talk with you and listen, we're going to draw it out. How's that?
I know. And I just like, and I'm not a side person. I'm not like this side, that side, blame this, blame that. I'm a peace person.
We'll just meet wherever you're at. So, and you said upset. So let's just meet upset.
I'm just beyond upset.
Exactly.
I don't even know how to I'm so upset. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, I'm upset.
You don't have to explain it.
I'm upset for humanity.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on that you can allow all of this to happen on both sides? But like, how can you make people suffer? I don't understand. I mean, I have a picture here that's in Hebrew, and it says, God is by my side at all times. It's in Hebrew. And like, where is God right now?
Mm-hmm.
Where is God? So that is where I am. Like, I'm in this state of, I'm so happy about my life, but I'm so burdened by what's going on.
Just welcoming it all. It's so welcome, Lena.
Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody, like, I had one person reach out to me that I saw 30 years ago. That's the only person. And I don't expect people to do that, but it's just, I feel like I'm in a bubble.
Yeah, it is, right? So just agreeing it's a bubble and you don't like it. And who doesn't like anybody not wanting to talk with them, right? So, and that it brings back the trauma and stuff of the last couple of years and your decision with not being vaxxed. So just, come here, right?
Yeah. Some of that self-compassion.
Yeah, and
It's
just
needed.
sweetie, like sweetie to you, me to you. And then also for you, the big mama in you, to the parts that are understandably upset and traumatized, and it's ancestral, right? So it's got long legs to it. So just all those different levels, just wrapping your arms around whatever inside needs arms. You go be with, you go listen to, yeah. And
Yeah.
just we're here. You're right. We don't like it one bit. And you're right. It reminds us of other things, and that was very difficult too. You're right. You're right. Just being with it, agreeing with it, comforting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here. I'm listening. We're here. We're listening.
Hmm. Yeah.
You're right. It's nuts. You know.
It is nuts.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. 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 It is insane.
I just wonder, where have we taken the planet right now? How, look at Ukraine, look at Yemen, look at
Mm-hmm.
Libya, look at
Mm-hmm.
Syria, look at many countries in Africa. I mean, is this the planet that we want to live on right now?
And just appreciate the list, right? And the pointing, right? So the mind, the intellect is on it. Bang, 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 clear seeing, pointing out, right? It's accurate. So and this also, mind will go to heart, will go to belly too, but we really got to give mind its due, right? Because it's asking a very legit question, right? Where have we taken this planet? What the hell are we doing? So just agreeing with mind, yeah, you're right. Do not like it. Don't get it where it's going. Is this the best we can do? And just, X, 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 X in terms of all these places where we've got similar going on. Agreeing with
I'm angry. Like,
it.
why don't we make change in this world? Myself included. Like, I sit here in my cushy little place in Canada. You know, where's the change coming from? It just makes me angry.
Let's go there. We meet anger often in satsang, right? So just going in and just giving space for it. And you might actually want to invite that within you. This is the safe place to meet anger, right? So just invite it to get a little bigger, to roar. Yeah. In your energetic
Anger.
field.
I'm not good with anger.
Most of us are not taught how to do it well, hence
Yes,
a lot of stuff going on. So,
I know. I need to take the baseball bat to my pillow. That's like,
yeah,
yeah.
but we're just right here. And, yes, that's a valid enough
Mhm,
approach too, but just agreeing with that, right? Yeah, let's just do it right now. Base
mhm,
bat to the pillow, right?
mhm,
Just
mhm.
allowing that part within that impulse. It's a safe place to do it. Bang away, stomp, roar.
I
Yeah.
know. I can't. It doesn't like to come out.
Well, and notice the resistance, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
laughing, right? Like,
yeah,
it's just,
yeah. Well, that's okay. That's okay. We're just noticing it, right? So the
yeah.
invitation's there, and then that shutdown comes in, right? Whatever you want to call it. And so that's probably some, first off, big bowing to the shutdown, right? Because we're seeing a lot where that doesn't get shut down, right? So deep respect to your shutdown that goes into the laughing and the diffusing and stuff, that it's hard and it's uncomfortable, right? So deep respect to that coping mechanism, survival mechanism, spiritual thing, whatever it is. Like, wow, it's impressive.
Mhm.
And both can exist at the same time, right? There's the anger and it starts to rise, and then this comes in. So just the yin and yang of the both of them. You're both welcome at the same time.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it's helpful. I don't know. I just feel like I'm confused. I don't know. I
That's
can't.
legit. Yeah.
I feel
That,
confused. I feel like my brain is going 100 miles a minute.
yeah.
Um,
Let's
I
go to the mind because that's super accurate. It is, right? It is because the mind's trying to figure it all out. Remember, the mind has a heart because it tries to use its mind stuff. It uses its intellect. It uses and this, can't fully compute just by mind, right? So it is going to drive itself nuts and it is confused because it's not just that. So, and like kissing it, right? Because it's trying to serve you. It's an old coping mechanism. Me too. Probably everybody here.
That's
Modern
right.
world, right? Very mind oriented. So let's drop it a little heart, a lower. Let's go to the heart. We'll eventually go to the belly too. Okay.
Mhm.
Just to, away from that speedy mind and all
Oh
the.
yeah, that feels so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So much
Yeah.
better. So just go be with that heart and be in that body. And I'll put belly in there even lower, right? That's where that stability and grounding and stuff is, ancientness down there. Whew.
Yeah. Kind
Even
of
ancientness beyond the ancientness of this dilemma that's going on, right? Yeah.
helps break away from the frenzy of the mind
Yeah.
that's happening. The mind is just on overdrive
Yes.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to get the other opinions in and the other intelligences in, right? So, yay. Yay to the relief. Kissing to the mind, because the mind probably wants some rest too, right? Because it's not fun for it to be frenzied and in overdrive. It gets exhausting. Aw, sweet mind, you can take some rest too.
Mhm.
Thank you for your love. Thank you for your hard work. Hey, rest, rest.
I think the mind's just saying to me, I'm trying to protect you, and
Yeah,
that's the way my mind protects me
yeah,
by going into overdrive. And if I'm in my mind, then I don't have to feel.
right. Good ahas, good connections. Yeah, it's protection. So thank you. That's why it's thank it for its love, right? Thank it for its thing that it does to try to keep you safe, and many of us safe. A lot of us have this understandable pattern, right? And of course, we want to avoid feelings. So as we come into the body and the heart, just see what's going on in the heart. As you just kind of, oh yeah, I know I've been spending a lot of time up there. Oop, hello.
Mhm.
Just notice what's there in the heart. Anything is welcome.
Well, I mean, my heart is just full of love. Like my heart wants to reach out in love.
Mm. Yes, please.
My heart wants to send love wherever it needs it right now and just be in peace. And my belly just wants to settle down and not feel like I've got permanent what when you've got heartburn or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, no, thank you for the heartburn. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Like my belly just wants a break from the spiders that are rolling around in there.
So let's go with both. How beautiful with the heart, right? So, yes, please stretch on out, vibrate. I mean, this is, so needed, right? So, yes, please. And we all our hearts that they want to join in can too, just rippling out, sharing it with the world. Just that heart energy and that love. Yes, please. And the belly is just kind of rooting down and grounding and bringing settling to the system, to the nervous system. And we transmit, right? The mind not so much. That transmits in its frenzied way, but hey, going into the heart right here, you're transmitting into the field. Same thing with the rooting down and the settling. So let's add this to the mix, please. Yeah.
I think that uh, because I've been in my mind, I've acted out, and my heart
Mhm.
is saying, "Come back to me." Like that's
Mhm.
not you. I had a situation where like company did something and now I felt powerless and I acted out. And my heart is just saying like, come back to me, come back to
Yeah.
me.
And there's some guilt or something there, right? So we just want to go be with it because man, is it human to lose it. Right. So you're just going to kind of go be with it. Oh, yeah, you're right. We didn't like that. You've already identified it. I acted out. It came from powerlessness, whether it's micro or macro, right? Underneath that is powerlessness, right? Is pain, is hurt, right? So just going to be with that powerlessness underneath it all that rose up because it doesn't like powerlessness. So it acted out. Just
Mhm.
understanding that dynamic and just you go be with it. We're here too as backup, right? Because it's very universal. And your sweetheart is beaming love to this, right? Yeah, we didn't like it.
I
We didn't
think
do
being
the
able
arms, we didn't do the heart stretched out love thing there. Yeah.
No, we didn't. But I think being able to know, like I do feel guilty. I feel badly, but I think being able to just acknowledge that
Yep.
is helpful. Is helpful.
Yep.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And just, when there's, different kinds of guilt and shame, right? So there's healthy, appropriate, and there's toxic. So it sounds to me you're owning healthy, appropriate. Like, and there's amends, there's mea culpas that can be done, right? There's ways to bring balance, but just meeting the guilty feeling. I did act out from my powerlessness. I did stuff that I don't like. So just agreeing, yeah, you're right. We didn't like it, and we did.
Yeah, I don't like it. And I just feel like all of this, I'm, I feel all of this has overshadowed what should have been a happy week for me.
Agree with that. Probably very accurate. You're right. You're right. Definitely has overshadowed. Don't like overshadowing. And yes, please, we would have preferred a happier week, right? The way the week was probably seemed like it was rolling to begin with. You're right. You're right. We've got preferences. We've got aversions and preferences, no doubt about it. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I think going into my heart and my belly is really helpful. I
Yeah.
feel so much calmer right now
Yes.
just by dropping down and just putting the mind away, just
Yeah.
dropping down and dropping down and dropping down and dropping
It's
that energy.
And just keep going with that. Keep dropping. Keeps funneling, roots coming out, right? Just inviting it to continue to stretch on out. And
Mhm.
that calmer feeling, you are welcome here, right? Come on in. Keep stretching down and rooting down and grounding.
Mhm.
Yes, please, to the calmer.
Yeah.
And for all, please, right? So you're doing the work finding it in your system, but hey, that'd be nice for all systems, please.
Yes. Yeah. Calmer.
And yeah, calmer and the rooting down at large in the
Less
belly.
from the head, more from the heart and the belly.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Universal here.
Mhm.
Yes, please. Yes, please. For one and for all. Wouldn't that be nice?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And maybe when I keep thinking who like I feel powerless to make change in this world, but maybe the change, just being calmer, is change.
Doing this. Yep. Doing the work step
You
by
know,
step. It
maybe
is the
can't
being.
I can't change some of those bigger things that I have no control over. So maybe this
Yep.
is all I can do right now is just change myself.
I can change myself. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. That's helpful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very, very helpful. I'm going to take that into my week now.
You want to put a title on it? If you were, what's your title?
Oh, title. From powerlessness to powerful.
Yeah, doing this is powerful.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you, Christina. Very
Thank
helpful.
you. Thank you. My honor. I'll continue to, as you know, putter with that. It'll eventually get back to you in a fuller colored form. And thank you for bringing that to our table here.
Thank you so much. And thank you to the group for listening. This is tough. And I'm sure for everybody in different ways.
We may have piggybacking too, so we'll see what happens, right? We can work all sides and angles of things. Yeah, thanks, Lena. I wondered about your backdrop too, so now I got the fuller context on your move. Yeah. Oh yeah, nice. Art. We like art here. So piece of work, several have happened here, right? So then we just come back together. It's okay, whatever's happening in your system, that is welcome. You may bring that forward. We may process that, or something else may emerge. So we'll just see what next wants to unfold. And you can certainly, if there's anything you ever want to say to folks, you can use the chat function. We use the chat to just share things as well, if you care to. Feeling that calm and that grounding. Yes, please. Now, Andy looks like she's, oh, I thought it looked like it froze. When I see freezing, I'm like, oh, have I froze? No. Okay. That's another dog behind you, Lisa. Different dog.
There's three of them.
Aha.
Can I just say thank you for bringing us to the heart, Lena and Christina and the belly. It took me straight to when I lived in Israel in 1989 for a few months at a kibbutz, a non-political kibbutz that was, it was just a place that I didn't do my homework, and I got there. And when I would go out hiking by myself, which was not allowed, I would bring back Palestinian friends. And they got surrounded by guns, and I got pulled aside and reprimanded for something that I couldn't make sense out of. And I remember when I left that kibbutz, people couldn't talk about it, and people included me in their lives in a really interesting way. But there were some really special goodbyes, and I think it was just the humanness of everybody wanting to do the right thing, but not being able to do the right thing in their situation. So it was the most I can learn was from my heart when I was there. So I'm just thinking of that too today. Thanks for bringing the topic into the room.
Thank you, Lisa. Just seeing the doggies in the camera. I'm glad you have several around you now. That's a development since I've last seen you. So, yeah. One was a big development. So cool.
2 are not mine. I take care of them though a lot.
Sweet. Yeah. Mm. Anything else that wants to be met? All is welcome.
I think I may share something that's coming up. Thank you so much, the two of you that have already shared. Yeah, there's a beautiful. I've come back from a pilgrimage, kind of a Buddhist pilgrimage to Bali and Java, and carrying so much beautiful energy of bodhicitta and Christ consciousness, and just beautiful goodwill for the world and humanity. And I'm calling in from Guatemala, where we're having our own Guatemalan spring. There's a lot of roadblocks and protests all across the nation. A lot of people can't work and get to where they need to get, and it's ongoing, and it's very politically unstable, and they may be calling the military to do something. It's all about democratic elections and the next president-elect and yada, yada. But it's just what I was hearing before that's connecting to how precious a thing it is to have a practice that grounds us and centers us. So as you were sharing, Lena, I was just sensing and doing some visual presencing here of this kind of equanimity in the duality, and the weaving that I have been experiencing. Facebook, neighbors talking, text, oh, what are you going to do? Like you feel the fires around you, even by people that you love and trust, that are not in their own minds and hearts able to be in their deep belly and able to be in their deep heart, because of the reactionary forces around us. And I'm noticing coming on the heels of this pilgrimage, I'm noticing that there's a deep peace within me. There's a deep joy and a deep peace. And there's a little part of my mind that's like, up, like you shouldn't be feeling that way, right? Like, but actually that you shouldn't. It's actually like, be it joy that you have that, because that's what the world needs right now. is that tether to reality with the big R, beyond this conventional. And so I'm just, I guess I just wanted to share that, yes, all over the world, there are various instabilities and suffering and the burden that we carry. And so I think that, Lena, as you so beautifully described, that there's these two, the polarity of being a human being with a big H, which is the human with a big heart, that actually feels the suffering, that isn't protecting ourselves from the truth and the reality of what's happening, but at the same time, able to be flexible and moving, into that deep peace and throw off even that critical mind that says, oh, but shouldn't you be, the vrita tritis, like the waves of the mind, shouldn't you be participating in this? If you're not participating, then you really don't care. And it's like, no, wait, you've got, that's such, it's like, no, actually, the only way that we can offer anything of virtue into the world is from that place.
Go to the mind, because the mind's doing its thing. You said critical mind, right? Now you're offering it a counter. So I'm just kind of curious how it responds to counter.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Well, because it's saying, hey, you should be doing this and this and this and this, right? And it's like, well, actually, your counter is, hey, deep peace is doing something. just like what you're resonating with Lena, right? With the heart and the grounding of the belly. That's wow, so needed in the world. So as you bring that and kind of lay that down on the table for mind, just see, it might have a but, so it's okay if it does. But how does it respond to the actually deep peace? What I'm doing is something, mind, super practical. There actually is a practicality to it.
Yeah.
And does it see that? Does it respond to it, or does it have? Does it have a
Oh, it says, "You're my anchor. You're the anchor." This. It's a saying. Yes, there's an authenticity in both being aware that kind of critical kind of, the people outside that, a text that I sent to a friend of mine, kind of shared this perspective that, yes, this is a challenging time we're going through, and let's take it one day at a time. And she responded, but you don't know, my son isn't able to get his medicine in the city. So if we can't get it in the city, we can't get the medicine, so clearly she was in this shaken moment, and I could feel that fear underneath it. And again, it comes back to my role in her life as a friend, from this place of, I hear your need, and thank you for letting it be known. And so I address that, and yet let's still take one day at a time. Let's not jump ahead. Let's be here in this present moment.
Let's go back to the anchor. So I'm going to come back to this because there's something there, but I just want to go back to the anchor, because that's then I'll figure out kind of what's this, right? But the mind was like, hey, mind, hey, deep peace on the table. Look how practical this is. This does a lot. And mind actually responded, but now it's going to this story, right? It's got my curiosity, right? So I don't know if there's concern or, Lena had guilt come up. So, but yes, please, to mind getting that there's an anchoring here, right? The deep peace actually helps this critical mind do something. And yes, it will do it in others too, but let's just go for you and just affirm that a little more, which is, anchoring. Yeah, we like that.
I just, some of the notes I wrote down while Lena was talking is just anchoring in my personal practice of, mind, what is called mind training, like really anchoring in that calm abiding And I guess I feel very validated today in coming with you all. And this, it's always so serendipitous to see what emerges, but it's like the universe is saying, yes, yes, this is not just a tool, but this is a choice that is provoking and evoking a really important way of being in the world, that calm, abiding, and that's restful, that is an equipping. It's a practice and it's an equipping. And so today I'm feeling very validated, encouraged, supported, like cheerleading, like keep doing this work, because it's protection. Like we talked about, moving from the mind, the confusing mind, and some people, like run right into, because it's a way of, having control. And that's a form of protection. But then there's also the deep inner sense that I am protected through this relationship with deep mind, deep bodhicitta, deep processing, and that equanimity that's developed, right, is the protection. And so that's what kind of was coming up as I was hearing both of these stories, and relating it to just what's happening in my little neck of the woods here. And that being in that rest, just being, and practicing that being and dipping into the well of the being over and over again, and dropping into that. So, yeah. So that's,
So yes, please, yes, please, yes, please.
yeah,
Right. And your mind's getting it too. And then just dropping in and going down, just like Lena, right? Just into the heart and into the belly, not just the conceptual there, but yeah. Mind gets it, heart gets it, belly gets it. Yes, please. Let's do this being.
Yeah. And it's not just something for me.
Yes.
I mean, this is the beauty of it, that it ripples out. And at this time, it's so important to be that rippling of the calm abiding and to be true to ourselves. I'm not saying I'm not emotional, and I'm not very sad and I have a friend coming over from Israel who's had lots of Palestinian friends and children die. And so we're having him over and hosting him on Wednesday to be of benefit in that way. So, it's yes, we're affected, but it can be fuel, like the phoenix arising. It's like the energy that dissolves from the ashes can come in and become the fire. That is just another form of energy rising, and that's another way of dropping into being. Is also soaring, upwards and outwards. Yeah. And there's a cutting through. I think that word cutting, boy, when I say it, it's very sharp, but there's like a knife just cutting through the shit. It's like all the jet and all the it's like none of that matters. What matters is that we care, and we love, and we care for ourselves, and we are honest and authentic. Care,
love, and authentic. And I see the sad too, so just giving a place for the tears.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, and instead of either or. Both and.
Yeah. So while there's, the ancestral trauma, the humanity crisis in the world of just what the heck is what are human beings doing? There's also at the same time in this dualism, this immense potentiality with us in every moment. And that's a very, very deep and profound and wide and expansive possibility. Yeah.
Yes, please. Good idea. Immense potentiality.
Mhm.
Shift, transformation, breakthroughs, transcendence, liberation. Just the kind of the yummy words, the essence I'm feeling in there. If you were to put a
Mhm.
title, what would your title be?
Mm. Well, when you asked, I saw Lena's little message down here and it says hope, and that resonates. It's just hope. But there's hope in every moment. Hope in every moment.
Mhm. Yes, please.
And I'll have to say something to you. It's so funny, Christina, I've only been with you, maybe twice, maybe only once. I feel like I've been here a lot more, but I think only twice. And I found myself saying to someone the other day, yes, please. Yes, more. Yes, please. So thank you
Yeah.
for being that beautiful imprint
Yeah.
in my own coaching. Thank you.
Oh, and to my teacher, Pamela, with her yes, please, and no thank yous.
Okay.
Thank you, Pamela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we can just coast. I can kind of just feel my heart warm, right? So just appreciating the energetic and the meeting of what's been met and the feel of it all. It can be something completely different too. It doesn't have to all match this. Sometimes it piggybacks off. Sometimes there's something that's the flip. So anything is welcome. You just take the time and just be together too. Sounds as golden as the saying goes. Yeah. Mm.
This is Lisa, and I thank you for that sharing. I just sent a text to myself that said immense potentiality, and I just posted something that you may think like, is this from a robot? Like, why did this come in on our chat? But it's about a life that we just lost to a shark attack, and it was the most bizarre, inexplicable situation here in the waters where I live. And this is a friend of a dear friend of mine, and what's come out of his life, him the phoenix and the burst of light that came through this being into so many lives, is that entire communities are committed to bringing more Felix into the world. And there was a paddle out on Chrissy Field the other day with hundreds of people on paddle boards. And the amount of light that I've been feeling through this community, I never met Felix, but have always heard about Felix. And the amount of light that's happening as a result of his life and his passing and leaving his body has just been really touching while the world turns in all its other ways. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Lisa. Can feel form and formlessness, material, immaterial. Yeah. Human soul. Mm. Yes, please, for that love. and impact. And Felix's name being spoken. Felix, you are welcome here. It's got a burst of warmth in the heart. Mm. I have this woman named Mary Reed. I've been kind of checking out her work lately. REED. And she had one of these, very intense awakening. She was a organizational consultant in healthcare, right? And then had this big awakening, very kind of radical one. And eventually, things grounded and integrated. And now she runs her own satsangs and various things. And she's quite irreverent. I like it. And she's right now I'm feeling a little stoned, and I have been feeling stoned quite a lot lately. And she uses that word, right? And Becca, you might have said it too, just kind of that off-puttedness or guilt or something of kind of having these stone states in the midst of so much that is the opposite of this, right? Or not. Of course, they don't last. Right. So I'm learning how to just like, oh, right. Not attachment with that too. Uh, yeah. But just that heart energy, can just really feel the heart energy and this potentiality and hopefulness. And my mind's kind of just like, huh? And my mind does a lot of, researching and reading and both sides of equations and diving into things. There's long periods of that too. But anyway, these just keep coming in. So hello, Stoned. You're welcome here. And now I can feel the anchoring and the grounding in that, right? It's kind of okay. Ground the stoned. Eventually they're supposed to come more of just like matter of fact, right? Instead of this big divide, right? Or big vibrational distance between them, that this becomes more and more not such a big contrast. Rolling with the contrast. Mm. I attended, there's a woman in town, Helga, who's a good friend of mine. She's a constellator. Some of you have been in satsangs and things with me where we use the constellation method. Megan, I know you come from a constellation world too. Yeah. So I recently did a constellation, and I have some stuff going on with some family members. Um, I also have some stuff going on with my higher self. So a woman repped my higher self. It was really interesting because I'm in a ongoing, as we all are, Kundalini process, right? But mine's has a lot of zing to it with the energetics. And it was interesting because whenever people rep me, they feel that, right? So it's always kind of confirming to have people give their reports. And the higher self, as various things happened, and they got me oriented away from the thing with the family to the higher self, which brings all the different perspective, right? Much different perspective when you're oriented to your higher self instead of this standoff that was kind of happening. But the woman, after all of that, really reported both sides, right? There'd been a lot of this zinging and zanging, which happens with it. And you'll see me rock quite a bit because when that energetic comes on, is very pleasant feeling in the rocking back and forth. But I've been finding that if I just don't rock, right, it's even stronger. And she was reporting that on either side of the body, the left and the right, that higher self really feeling that groundedness on both sides. So I've been experimenting with the thing that naturally happens that I just let happen, right, with the swaying and then the stopping, the swaying, and whew, it really comes on. Oh, I just got roots again. It was so helpful to draw out the roots. Thank you, Lena. And the word anchoring, right? So, yeah, base. Thank you. The belly energy is so amazing because, of course, it's not just belly, it drops boom, boom, boom out from there. Such a big base, such a depth. Just feel this big base underneath us. All the places we are through modern technology, right? Yeah. Meet you there in the base and the belly. And that ancient stability. Yes, please. The doggies in the doggy energy. They're good at base. You want to say more about that? The metabolism, the fire energy in the belly?
This is your talking about the rooting down. I was just really sensing, yeah, it's like a crucible, like the vessels that we're in or I'm in right now. Like I'm going through this season of, integrating all this dump of just amazing wisdom and dharma and experience in nature with these Javanese healers, and so much about integrating the dark and the light into one. And so when you said rooting, I had this image of like energy coming down and circling around in this practice. It's like tumal. It's where you deep inhale, exhale down, and then pull it back up. And so it's like all this stuff is just being metabolized through the belly. And, just as food, we eat and it goes through this digestion process and it gets digested, but then that energy comes out and it fuels us, So it's, I guess what I'm sensing is may all that we are settling with and taking into our heart be like that metabolism into our beings, that crucible of change and transformation, that then gets utilized.
Yes, please, for metabolizing. Yeah.
Yeah. And alchemizing is the other word.
Great word.
They go
Yeah.
hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah. We heard fuel and lean us. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please. We like it. Good idea. We're finding the feeling place also with that collective that we're connected to, the universal as well. Yes, please. Metabolizing all this big stuff.
So I'm feeling a little bit stoned too. But
Not
what,
just me.
yeah. And I've been kind of going back and forth, like, do I have something? Do I not have something? And that in and of itself is kind of like, that's kind of how things have been. When we were meditating at the beginning, I felt like everything's going out and there's so much mind going in. It was really not very quiet. And there's this simultaneous energy of like, wanting to kind of jump out in all directions, but also wanting to be present and wanting to pull away from it at the same time. It's like three different energies going on.
A lot at once. Yeah.
A lot at once. And it was occurring to me that, this is the language that's coming to me. I don't know if it's how accurate it is until I hear it, but it's almost like, I'm not quite, that's kind of been running in the background forever, right? I just live like that. I'm a productive human being like that. And to let go of any of that, then, feels like there's a vacuum, like there's an emptiness. Right. And so there's like a little bit of fear about moving.
I was going to ask, what's the sensation or whatever that emptiness provokes? So you said it, fear. Yeah.
Which I didn't really realize, but it's, I don't know what of fear, but
let me go grab a little digital sheet of paper here. 1 second. Emptiness is always a lovely one to meet. Yeah. Let's go see. And the fear associated with vacuums and stuff. Classic, right? I can so relate.
Yeah, I
Let me
didn't even
share screen.
realize. Yeah.
Okay, so vacuum. I can never spell this. I think it's 2 C's and one A, or
One
U.
C and two U's. One C and two U's. But it doesn't
One
really.
C. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Vacuum like that.
Yep. No, the normal way you'd seem like two C's is very normal in language, but not two U's, but who knows?
Okay. So vacuum, and then did you say emptiness? And then it was emptiness, and then it was like, oh, that's a vacuum, and then there was fear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if I stopped, if all the vectors stopped moving in the directions that they're moving, like they're just going in, out and down and up and back and forth, 360, multidimensionally, then
Well,
there's
let's just go be with the fear, because that always needs accompaniment, right? So hello. Yeah, you're right. Scary, right? Vacuum and emptiness and stuff. Because I don't know, if it's my dream, it's about losing myself, my identity, and my orientation, and all that kind of stuff.
Who am I now is really
Right. Who am I without that stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really who am I without that stuff? That's a scary thought.
So just being with the fear, right? And compassion. Yeah, you're right. We don't have no idea, right? It's so unfamiliar. And the unfamiliar is scary. That's a natural kind of equals to make, you know? Yeah. And bring your big now adult self, because it might be something younger too, right?
Definitely something younger. Definitely something.
Okay. Yeah. So just go be with her. We're here. We're here. Yeah. Scary. I got you. Just go be with her. I got you. I'm here for you. I'm right here. Put an arm around her if she is okay with that. Pull her close. Show her you're big.
Yeah.
And go for your future self too. If your now self is kind of caught, my now self is caught by some of that stuff still too. So bring in your future self or higher self, right? Go up the chain so that you also get comforting from something bigger than you.
Yeah. So it's like the little one is scared of like the closet, right? The scary.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yep.
me now is like, this closet's not so scary, but good call, because me now knows the closet's not so scary, but is still a little nervous.
Yeah.
So my wise self is here too, backing me up. So good call on that one.
Good.
So it's like we're opening the closet, all three of us. Takes a village.
Oh, good. Yeah. Excellent. Very advised. Yeah.
To open a closet.
Get back up if we're going to open the closet. Yeah.
Okay.
So and what do you notice is with big backup, and we're here too. Closet.
Really nothing in there. It's kind of empty. Just a few toys. A little dark. Really nothing too scary. That's oddly surprising to me. I mean, I was a little nervous what was in there.
Okay. Yeah. Like, boy,
like crossing my fingers, I was right that there was nothing in there, but so, okay,
good to know that you took the big jump and looked. Yeah. Okay, good. And just go to her, like, oh, see, and even your now self, right? Yeah. And see what future self maybe says about this to the two of you.
Yeah, laughing, just like like you guys are adorable. You little one, we totally get. You're little, you don't know any better. Me, it's like, oh, how many times you're so cute. You do this all the time, and every time you're so surprised. It's adorable when you do that. It's totally adorable. Maybe this time you remember, maybe not. It's okay. I got you.
Nice. And just take that in, both of you. She's got you. The future self's got you. It's okay. She finds it adorable and cute, your fears. Feel that love and that backup and that capability,
Yeah.
compassion.
Yeah.
Now, does your little one have any yeah buts? Is there anything that she needs?
She just wants to go in and open it and close it and hope.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, check it all out thoroughly.
She
Yeah.
thinks it's funny. She's like, like, and she's kind of pretending that it's scary, but then she knows it's not.
Yeah.
Thing where kids are like, wow,
The drama. She's kind of into the drama of it.
Yeah, but total play, like super fun. Like, isn't that fun? Like, I thought it was going to be scary, and it's not. So I'm enjoying that too. Like, that's super cute.
Nice. Yay. Yeah. And what's your now self want to do? Is there any yeah buts your now self has to the future
here's
self?
a yeah, but I kind of want to take a nap, right? It's like,
it takes a lot of energy to be worried about those doors and stuff, right? So
exactly.
probably yeah.
Exactly. But also a little bit of like, if I take a nap, then I don't have to explore any further what's behind the non-scary door. You know,
I can just stay at this level. I can just stay here.
Right.
Where everybody's happy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we're all happy now. You're playing. I got you. I'll just nap. Right.
Yeah. Sweet. Understandable, natural, adorable. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just see what your future self says in response to that.
She's like, it's cool to nap and really, you're not here right now in this satsang to just nap. Like, kind of here to do the rest. You can nap after the satsang. She's like, I give you a permission slip to nap after the satsang, but let's do a wee bit more work right now.
Okay, great. And how does your now self respond?
My now self kind of knows, like, yeah, I was hoping I'd just get a pass on that, but
those future selves, right?
But I don't feel scared anymore. I don't. I feel like a little bit curious about, like, well, what is it like? Like, it's like, yeah, who am I without that stuff? And how would I move through the world? Like, I don't even know what that looks like and what that looks like in real life. Like, how does anyone, and I know people do this, move through the world without all of that stuff going on inside? Right? Like,
so valid enough questions. Let's also bring in the mind, because the mind's totally like checking it all out, right? So
yeah, that's total.
So let's just mind and intellect, right? And let's do what we've been doing all the way long. Let's take a little trip. Let's go check out with heart and belly.
Yeah.
So anything that they can offer.
Well, the heart is like, the quiet just feels nice. I can just feel into the love of it all. Like, the love, the peace, the just pleasant feelings of the moment. Like that, the heart is just like, there's nothing to do. And just feel into the pleasant feelings of the moment. It's kind of nice here. And the quiet is kind of nice. And not just quiet from the mind, but quiet from the energetic moving, all the vectors of energy moving.
Yes, please. Energetic quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Yes, please. Yeah. Thank you, heart. Wow. Such intelligence there.
Yeah. And a permission slip, like, there isn't anything to be done.
Yeah, it's being, right? Forget this doing, because this is doing.
Yeah.
The mind always has a set of hands, doers there, and here's being again. Oh, yeah. Whew.
And I have been doing a lot of doing. I have 4 projects going. So like a lot of writing, a lot of designing, a lot of systems got to be set up, a lot of, just, there's a lot of doing going on. So I do have
a little about to that, because we don't want to, we don't want to give mind and doer a bad rap, right? Because they
Yeah.
have their expertise. And so
Yeah.
you're doing a lot. So deep appreciation, a bow of respect to the doer and its 4 projects. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. And oh,
the
yeah, we can be with this too. It doesn't just have to be. Often the doer comes with tension, right? We all kind of learn that early
yeah.
on to concentrate and do. We have to kind of tense up and right. So now the heart just like, oh, look, we can actually combine it with this quiet and with this being stuff. Ooh.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be nice to, in the doing, which is great, and I really do have a lot of respect. I've got some beautiful products, and it's a really, I'm so proud of myself and my doer.
Good for
And
you.
wouldn't it be great, like, to play in the magic a little bit, where stuff gets downloaded a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as we're wrapping up a few things with my business partner, I was like, why am I not playing in the magic? Like, that could be, and I think that's kind of coming from my heart. Like, let's play in the magic. Let's be
Yeah.
and then see what arises, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we can download the initial and we can edit in the doer. That seems much an easier pace to go
I
at.
disagree with that. Good idea. Thank you for the overlay, Heart. Good idea. It's the mashup, right? It doesn't have to be either or, yes, and both.
Ab. Yeah. Yeah. That feels like a good connection. And the doer part of me, the mind feels like, yeah, I'm down with that. Like
Cool.
I've been doing a lot of heavy lifting. I could, I could chill a little bit and
That's
just,
great when it's ready for partnership.
yeah. It's like I've
Now
been
go even a little deeper. Go into belly and that ground and roots down there. Just see what's there. What's the flavor there? Oh, hello.
this is the biggest disconnect in general for me. Like I only have a very loose feeling.
Well, thank the mind for that because you poked into it and the mind gave us a report. So, and it's probably an accurate report. So, fair enough. This is not a usual or familiar. That's okay. So, just come at it again. Oh, hello, hello. I know I don't come here very often. I know this is a disconnect, but hey, I was curious and my future self, I could do a little wee bit more here. So, hey, Belly, I'm saying hello.
Yeah. And my future self is like, this is it.
Yeah.
There
Ding,
it
ding, ding.
is. Yeah, that was literally ding, ding, ding. She was like, ding, ding, ding. Just in case you didn't know, ding, ding, ding. This is it.
This is it. So thank you, future self, for the confirmation. So again, lots of compassion, right? Because when things are unfamiliar or maybe there's some fear or something, you don't really get it. Deep out of that human trepidation or anything, and the desire to just keep it at those other levels. And we don't have to push it, but we're just doing a wee little bit more here.
Yeah, and I feel ready. Like I don't feel afraid. I feel like this
Right.
is where the question is like, oh, what am I sensing for? What, like, that
Well,
type of.
that's the mind trying to figure out what's going to
Yeah.
happen ahead of time. Sweet, right? Love, love, love to it because it's protection. So it's okay. We're right here. You can jump right back out. You can just dip a toe in. You don't have to jump on into the deep end here. Just dip a little toe and see what's there.
Well, tension, certainly tension. Like I feel like a pulling up in my root and my tailbone.
Mm. Okay, so first chakra, survival kind of stuff in there. Yeah.
And I have the sense that this is the way I move through the world. Like it's always like that feels like a normal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're just seeing what the normal somatic is for you in that tailbone area as you kind of tap in to belly and you root down, you put a little toe in there. Uh-oh, there's that tailbone. There's my tension. And so go even further beyond the tailbone, beyond the body even. Just a toe, an etheric toe.
It feels kind of empty. Like I don't
Mhm.
feel as supported as I would like to be. Like I don't feel like I'm falling.
Yeah.
Feels just kind of blank. I guess blank is the word.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, as it kind of experiments and checks it out a little bit, the first thing it kind of feels is a little blank. Yeah, so just saying hello to blank. Oh, hello, blank. With curiosity, right? Because blank, who knows what blank contains? It could be all sorts of things. But oh,
Right.
hello, blank. Blank something in and of itself.
Yeah. And my little girl's actually kind of coming in and looking at blank,
Oh, cute.
like, huh, with that curiosity only a look.
Awesome. Awesome that she popped right in. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And even you might bring in future self and go, hey, future self, it's blank down here. Or wherever it is. It doesn't have to necessarily
Oh,
be
it is down. It is down here. Yeah. You're
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's blank. It's black. It's blank and black.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a little dark. And she's like, well, turn on the light. And like my little girl simultaneously was like, oh, here's a little light.
Aw,
Right?
little night light. Here's a little light. How
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah, it was sweet. With like a little chain, and the little chain, old-timey chain where like little kids are like click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click.
Sweet. Yeah. So what happens when the little chain gets yanked and the light comes on?
Yeah, well, it's like cartoony crystals. It's like a cartoony crystal cave. Like you would don't really see the crystals, but it's like a cartoon person would draw like one of those,
Cool.
which is kind of cool.
So hello, Crystal Cave. What do you know? It's not so blank after all in there when the light gets flicked on so we can take a little boo.
Yeah, and I have the sense that there's more below. Like I could take an elevator and see a bunch of different things below.
Okay, yay. Yeah, so hello, thank you for the sense. There's more below. We could even take an elevator. Maybe it can come back at some time or whatever. You don't have to rush right into it, but you get the sense there's more.
Yeah, I feel like there's a whole world. It seems like there's a whole world. And now that I'm saying that, I'm kind of seeing the actual world, right?
Cool.
Like those, the earth part of the world, not the atmosphere part of the world. Grounded, right? It's not like I'm sitting on the atmosphere and then there's miles below. It does feel like the actual curvature of the physical earth.
Yep.
Or the flat part if there's people who are flat earthers here. So, but for me, it's around. And that's what I'm sitting on.
Yeah, that groundedness, that earthiness. Yes, please.
Yeah. And to scale, it feels like I'm pretty big. Like I'm not overtaking the earth, but I'm probably taking up a continent, sitting on a, continent.
Wonderful. So feeling that bigness. Yay.
Yeah.
Especially when there's a little girl there. It's always so nice, she can feel the bigness of the now self and the future self, but here's bigness down here. Woof.
Yeah. It feels almost like, not those bouncy balls, but just there's a stability to it, right? I'm not that big, not that small. Like I feel like there's a right proportion of me to earth, right? So I'm not going to fall off. Like if I tip to either side, I'm not going to swing around upside down. But it just feels like this is the right proportion of me to earth where I feel powerful in an appropriate way. All right. And grounded, I guess, in an appropriate way.
Yes, please to that. Yeah, good news. We like it.
Yeah. And then my higher self, wise self, future self is like, yeah, this is what the belly is. Like, it's not necessarily inside of you. Like, this is, can be this part of it too. Don't be so literal.
Yeah. Well, you were brave and you dipped a toe and then you got a whole bunch more information.
Yeah. And I think my mind was searching for sensation in the belly. Like, it has to feel something.
Right. And then you found out, whoosh. Oh, yeah, that's what they mean when they're talking about belly. It can mean in the somatic too. But yes, this deeper thing that you're just tapping into. Yeah, that.
Because I have sensation. Yeah, I have sensation in my heart when I tune into heart. So I was thinking, well, it's got to be the same. But duh.
It's so it, Andy. It's so cool. Yeah. It's really amazing to feel it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It is a whole other world. Wow.
Yeah.
Vast, vast.
Yeah, vast and like just the right size. It's like, Goldilocks
Nice.
there. It's like just the right size for me.
Excellent. Yes, please.
Yeah, and that's the title, The Right Size for Me.
Woo.
Nothing like looking at the time and 2 minutes left.
Perfect. Facilitator. Yeah.
I was not even looking at the time until I opened my eyes and I was like, boom. Well, thank you, higher self, for ending us on time.
Right size for me.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to give this a quick save so I don't lose it. There we go. So thank you for their goodbyes in there. Quick notice, there's a public or private satsang coming up. So starts next weekend. Several of you are in it. So just a heads up, that's coming. That's 6 weeks, 16 weeks together with the same group of people on Saturdays. It's 10 o'clock to noon Pacific time. So convert to your Zoom. So that's coming up. And also I'm doing the fundamentals of visual coaching. I'm changing the prerequisite for my visual coach certification. For years, it's been the fundamentals of working visually. And if you are on your way to certification and you have that prerequisite already, you're certainly welcome to come in. I'll send this out. You're welcome to come as a guest if you've already got the fundamentals. And if you're a visual coach, you're coming as a guest if you care to. Yeah, and if you're just not interested in the certification, you're interested in coming to learn about working visually at large, come on in. There's different levels. I have my basic level and the deluxe level. I'm keeping it at the 50% off for the first one. I'll send more notices out to my list about it, but those are the two remaining things happening this season. Just launched with Annika Lucas our fall of Shifting the Power. So you're certainly welcome to come into that. The first one was recorded. That's a very powerful, amazing container. Yeah, so there's a lot of really beautiful work happening this season. Next season will be, the big one is the visual coach certification, which happens in April. And there's 2 prerequisites: going through this fundamentals course and having gone through Shift It. I will have another Shift It in January. It's going to be the extended version. Over COVID times, the last 3 years, I've been doing the intensive version where it's 3 days back to back. And prior to that, I would do it weekly. So I am offering in January the weekly one. I'm expanding it a little bit because I always find more time is helpful. And Shifted is my, I flashed a screen at the very beginning today showing the core map. So I have a core visual coaching system that's called Shifted. And so folks who are interested in coming through my visual coach certification, it's a big part of it. You'll be putting at least one person fully through Shifted. You can put a second person through for your other 12 hours. There's 24 hours total. And you can also experiment with your own ways of working visually too, if you have your own stuff that you want to kind of templatize or create visual tools out of. So that's it in terms of commercial about what's happening. You're all on my list. You'll get notes. There's a flurry of emails to go out on the remaining 2 programs this season. And yes, the public visual satsangs are now finding their way to Sunday. And the next one will be the 3rd Sunday of the month. What did I say that was? Something like the 17th.
19th, I think you said.
19th, thank you, of November. Yeah. And I'll do that one at 10 a.m. We'll send out notes to you. You're obviously on the list for this particular offering. So you'll get the follow-up on this. You'll get the reminders if you care to drop in, whenever you care to drop in the future. So Thank you for today. That was really delightful and educational and energy that I really appreciate being in. So thank you for the co-creation. To be continued. Feel free to, if there's any word you want to say to sign off. How are you feeling at this point of time, or just say goodbye, whatever you like.
Thank
I'll
you
stick
so
around for
much.
bonus too. Yeah.
Thank you, Christina.
Bye. Take good care.
Beautiful as always.
Yeah. Thank you, Kristen, for coming. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening. And the co-creation that's happening as you continue to hopefully parallel process along. Bye for now.